Hi everyone, this is Anna from Koala Soap, and as per usual, my tech skills are lacking in my microphone. I'm trying to figure out. So this is a soap that I'm making with this Gemstone silicone soap mold. This comes in a pack of two, but I can only use one because the other one I'm using for resin. Now this mold takes about 1.2 to 1.3 ounces of melt and pour soap. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and melt this down, and then we're going to go ahead and get our embeds ready. I'm going to be using, I think, King Midas Gold and Blue Lagoon from Stardust Micas. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to be trying several techniques. One of them is going to be from a soap I did 6 years ago called the tie-dye, where I compared using the micas with distilled water and or alcohol. So this is a spatula I got from the dollar store. I like it because it's flexible, and then I can just run all of the soap through here. The warmer the soap, the better for this part. So I would suggest, don't worry, we're not going to add scent to this. So I believe the soap when it was melted here was about 190 degrees, which was pretty hot. But again, once you pour it into this mold, it's going to cool down quite a bit. Now, I chose these colors because, well, I thought that they were going to be really pretty and all that. This soap did not turn out the design that I had in my head, but we used several different techniques, and I think that, you'll enjoy the outcome. So let's go ahead and get started. This melted down. It really doesn't matter how hot it is. We're not putting any scent into this, but just for fun, let's see. It's about 194, so we definitely would not be putting scent in this, but that's fine because the hotter it is, the easier it will flow into this mold. What we're going to do is we'll go ahead and mix our mica, and I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit, let's see if you can see, a little bit of alcohol in here. Oops, it's a lot. I don't know if I can pour any of this back in, but I think I'll use it in this for later. That's what we'll do. We will share, because I'm going to be doing the blue next. What we're going to do here is we're going to do the gold. And we'll mix that up pretty good. And we're going to dump it into there. Just by putting the soap into here, it's going to cool it down a lot really fast. Because the alcohol's cold, it will evaporate off. So you don't have to worry about that. And we'll stir it. And what we're going to do now is we'll take our spatula. Make sure it's as flat as possible. And now you'll see what I mean by there will be some waste here, but not a lot. So you're just going to start here and then just start pouring it. And you'll take the spatula and you'll run it over all the little holes to try to get it into all of the nooks and crannies. And it doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to be filled up exactly right. Just, do your best. But as you can see, it's easier to move around these cavities simply because it's so warm. Okay, so once you're done with that, try to do as much as you can, and it's fine to go on your silicone mat when it dries. Just put it back into your cup here. So we're going to go ahead and let this set, and then we will go to step 2. And we're back. So what I've done is I have our mold here, and then I have a cutter here. I covered it up so it won't glare in the camera. And we're actually going to put it at an angle here. And we have the embeds here, and you can see they're really pretty, like golden blue. What we're going to do is we're going to spray them with alcohol. And what I want to do is I want to like kind of squeeze them together. Some will get away from you. Squeeze them as best as you can, or not. Now our rule is we don't pour, we absolutely do not pour if we are above 130. So that's important because it will melt these embeds. I did actually have them in the refrigerator for a little while. Okay, so we are 132, so we're going to give it a second. Spray these with alcohol. Get them all covered up in there. This doesn't have to be completely, just, it's however you want. It's not going to be on a perfect angle, and that's fine. Okay, we are now at 127 if it's showing. So we've just sprayed with alcohol, and now we're going to slowly pour. I want to try to get them level so that they're not popping out, but they might be a little bit. Now we're going to let this set, and then we'll be... Okay, and we're back. So this is now done. So what you need is a skewer, because it has the pointy tip, and you're going to make hatch marks. And a lot of people ask me why I make hatch marks, and the reason is it gives something for the soap to grab onto. Now we have extra gold and we have extra blue lagoon. I'm going to go ahead and melt this down, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover this so that we have a flat coat of the gold, and then if we have room later, then we'll do a flat coat of the blue lagoon. So let's get this melted and we'll be right back. Okay, so this is at 137. We already made our hatch marks. We're going to squirt with alcohol. I don't know if there's enough here to cover it, but I put some of these embeds that were left over since we had so many. I put it in here to melt it. So I just need a thin line, so I think we'll be okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and let that dry, and we'll be back. And 5 ounces of shea butter melt and pour. It's now at 130. It's getting a little bit of a skin. And what I'm going to try to do is a technique I did about 6 years ago for my tie-dye soap. So I have micas here mixed with alcohol, not distilled water. That video shows you what happens when you use either or. But this is alcohol. And I made my hatch marks. So what I did was I took this skewer, because we're going to do a second set, and I did some pretty good hash marks here. I'm using alcohol at 91% or higher. I have one that's 99% and this is 91. And I can't remember if I poured this into there sometimes, so we'll just say it's above 90. So we're going to squirt this down because we want our layers to stick. Then one of the things we did in that video is I just made little dots . And we'll do it here too. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I thought we could try it. It might just all muddle together. I still want it on a little incline here, but I need to make sure that these don't all fall to the bottom, which it might. This is a technique I haven't done in a long time. So I'm going to try to make it as straight as possible. and I'm pouring it as cool as I can. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold it for a second. Now we know my goal is to not have these muddle. That's why I'm pouring it as cool as I could before I got a skin. And I don't know if you can see what's happening here. I think you can. Some of the blue and some of the gold's coming up. A little bit here is muddled. I am just not going to touch this for a second. I'm actually going to slowly put it down, and then I need to let it set. And then I'll pour alcohol. Yeah, I'm going to have to hold it like this. So I'm just going to hold it flat. This design's going to be very interesting. It's just going to be very interesting. I've decided to do a motley crew of techniques here, so that's fine. Okay, so we're going to let that set. I'll give it another minute. I don't see any bubbles right now coming up. We didn't really pour that much. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is let this dry. If I see any bubbles coming up, I'll spray it with alcohol, and then we'll go back into step 2 or 3. Okay, we're back. This is set. I have the rest of the embeds right here, and then I have 10 ounces of clear melt and pour soap. I think since we've had so many measurements, I am going to be off. I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, so this is currently at 133. So this is a safe temperature to pour. If I were going to add scent, which I didn't because I was just kind of flying by the seat of my pants on this one, I wanted to try a technique I haven't tried. And again, if you want to reference my video tie-dye soap, which I made like 6 years ago, it'll kind of tell you this technique to see if you can kind of get a little bit of a swirl. And I wanted to kind of capture these colors in this white part. I don't know if I did or not, but that's the hope. So I'm going to squirt these with a little bit of alcohol here. And then I made hatch marks with my skewer. So I just basically made tic-tac-toe, and we're going to squirt that. I'm actually going to pour a little bit in here. And then we're just going to start adding the embeds. And the reason I'm kind of doing it like this is so that there won't be a lot of air pockets. And plus I don't know how much these embeds are going to lift the soap. I just don't want it to overflow. The good news is it looks like we've used all of our embeds. And what's great is that this clear melt and pour will also act as the glue. Now I have probably about 3 ounces left in here. No worries. I can heat this at least one more time where it won't lose its clearness. So I'm going to go put this in my pink mold while we're waiting for this to set, and then we'll be back and we will cut it. Okay, and here it is unmolded. Sure what I was thinking. This definitely was not the soap I was seeing in my mind, but that's fine because we can try it again. But I actually had fun making this one. So we're going to go ahead and cut it. And the nice thing is when I make these lower top soaps, I can get my cutter in here a lot easier. Actually, it's pretty vibrant. And I want to see if we have any of those swirls that I thought we might have. It's different, but I like it. It's funny because this just smells like soap, just pure soap. Okay, so there's that and that. One more. Okay. And our final one. So I don't really see any of the, I mean, it's really light. You wouldn't be able to see it on camera. but you can see where the colors were coming up nicely here, maybe a little bit there, not much. So I think it's fine to do the tie-dye technique in the pink molds where there's a lot less soap and you can control everything, but I think it's a little bit harder when you have more soap. There's a lot more of it. It's a lot easier for the color to just blend right in. But I like the way it turned out. Originally what I was going to try to do was do here and then here, but the measurements, I just need to be careful. So we used about 20 grams of soap. So we did about 6 to 7 of these embeds, 5 of this shea butter melt and pour, and I think I did, so it's about 9 of the clear, crystal clear melt and pour. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was actually fun. It was fun to make. It took a little while for all this, but you know what? I actually like it. It looks different. I haven't done anything like this in a little while. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next week.